actually April of this year when I started doing some work and coaching in communication and confidence, and decided to add those as two core skills, right? They're core skills. They impact everything else on that list as areas where I was going to set goals and objectives for my life. So if I'm going to do it, I like to share it with other people. So I added it to the Get Up and Go challenge. So now instead of just looking at 7 areas and aspects of our life, we looked at the 9, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And we prioritize those 1 through 9. 1 is the most important, 9 is the least important. And we date it as part of the challenge. And I shared the difference in my priorities just from August to October. And I don't know, they'll probably be different than they were in August and October for December of 2021. Because different times of the year, I'm focusing on and thinking about different things. Things are more important to me at different times of the year, apparently. I didn't realize that they were that different until I said them out loud today and shared them in the challenge. So it was interesting. I know they change. I know our priorities change, but it makes it easier. It makes decision making really, really easy. It's why I teach people to prioritize things. If I know what my priorities are, it's easy to make decisions for my career, for my life, for my health, for everything. If my relationships are my number 1 priority, I'm going to choose my relationships over a work-related or a material thing. I'm going to choose relationships and people over things, right? It just helps us to make decisions and choices, especially when we're comparing unlike alternatives and unlike possibilities and unlike opportunities and options. It makes it easier to decide and make decisions. Our annual challenge today, do one thing every day that centers us, our All About You annual challenge, and my bookmark fell out, so that's interesting, was a process flow for my fitness goal. So it says my fitness goal, and it does a process flow of just a few blocks, and then where do we start? So it reminds us to take our goal and break it down into smaller chunks or smaller pieces or smaller processes. So I'm a process gal. I love that. I don't even know what time it is today. Hanging out with my granddaughter this morning. It was my son-in-law's birthday today, so I was hanging out with my granddaughter all morning, and I'm just now getting to my videos. I was supposed to be able to go to the Guthrie and see a Christmas Carol with my sister today. I had the opportunity to do that, but found out at the last minute that I needed to have a COVID test in the last 78 hours, or not 78, 72 hours, or I had to have my vaccination card. Well, due to my own personal health situation, I have chosen not to be vaccinated. And I think that's what my sister and I are having a talk about that today. And I said, I am not anti-vaccine. I think every single human being needs to consider their own personal health and situation. Now, I have one sister who has, 2 of my sisters have had it, and one of my sisters and I have not had it because of health reasons. Now, I've had a sudden cardiac arrest and died, so I have health challenges, and the vaccines, I think that they need a little more time to find out the impact they have on your heart health before I go and get mine. But that means I am consciously making choices that are in my best interest. I wear my masks. I do the safety protocols. I don't go places that I would normally go. I'm not flying around the country or the world. I'm not out going to events, or the Guthrie just came up at the last minute, but I'm not doing those things because I've had to make a choice that is right for me. Now, I've recommended that other people in my family, I think my other sister, who's had lots of health challenges as well, but not heart related, but infection in lungs, and she smoked for, I don't know, 50 years or more. I think she should probably have the vaccine, because if she gets COVID, she's going to be in trouble. And she hangs around her grandchildren. She hangs around her son and daughter-in-law, and they've all had COVID. And so maybe they are immune, maybe they're not. I don't know. I swear I've had COVID. So before COVID was a thing in December of 2019, which we know it was a thing here then too. So I'm less concerned about it, but it means I have to make different choices in terms of what I can and or what I will and will not participate in, right? I'm not going to go to things that I'm not going to be able to go to. Now, if I would have known 72 hours in advance, I would have gone and gotten a COVID test, because I would have loved to see a Christmas Carol at the Guthrie. They've redone it, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And, we weren't able to do any of that in 2020. So I would love to have done that. But I also know that I'm not in a position that I can do that, because I haven't had the vaccine for my own personal health reasons. And that means I have to do things differently. It's like when I first started to lose my eyesight, I had to make choices and make changes and do things differently than other people because of my personal situation. Guess what? We all have to do that. We all have to think for ourselves and make the choices that are best for us with respect to everything in our life. And I would say this vaccine and the things that we are doing for our health are no different than that, right? One of the best things I think personally that's come out of the whole pandemic is that people are taking more personal responsibility for their health and not spreading colds and flus to other people like they used to. I was one of those corporate America. Now I've been in corporate America since 2004 as an employee, but I was one of those diehard people that would go to work no matter what. I mean, I had a sinus infection and I'd go to work. I could barely see straight, but I'd be at work every single day. Now, sinus infections aren't catchy, but colds and flus and everything else are. And I just almost never missed a day of work, right? Because that was the work ethic that I was raised in. And so I think that from that standpoint, that we're a lot more cognizant of the impact we have on other people and our ability to spread germs. So thank you, COVID, for that. All right. If I can help you in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm going to go do some work and get some things done. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, see you tomorrow. Earlier, hopefully. Bye.